This year, one of the most coveted voting blocs for either campaign is suburban women. In 2020, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris overwhelmingly swept into office off the immense support of ladies in the suburbs.
But this time around, it's important to know exactly who we're talking about when we're referring to these ever-important suburban women. These days, suburban women are more diverse than ever before, racially, ethnically, and even economically.
To get their take on this election, Melissa and I sat down with a group of intergenerational Black women who live in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, an area critical to Democrats and Republicans in this election.
You think when people talk about the suburbs, they're not thinking about y'all?
Not at all.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Why not?
We're painted with a paintbrush that says we're not supposed to be out here anyway.
Right.
That we're not successful, that we don't have the same economic value that people who don't look like us have.
The first question when you move in a neighborhood, where do you work? Not what is your name, where do you work?
What do you do? The first thing they look at us and they think, you got where you are because of diversity. You're a diversity hire. You are some kind of hard luck case, and you came up on a success because of what we gave you. And we all worked hard. All of us worked hard to be where we are.
I wonder how all of you are thinking about this upcoming election and the various issues and what they mean for your families and how it will shape the way you think about your choice in 2024.
I think in today's economy, I'm almost afraid to say this. When I lived in Maryland, I was a registered Republican.
Whoa!
In Maryland, there were a lot of people like me, and I wasn't afraid to say it. In today's time, I'm almost afraid to admit that because people look at you like you're crazy because everything is so divided.
I mean, I think we took for granted in the last election, you know, that our voice does matter and that, you know, there's affirmative action. Like, we didn't think that would go away, right? And we got lazy about it sometimes. And so I think that, as well as abortion, you know, obviously is a huge, you know, change in our society.
And the Supreme Court.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Supreme Court. I mean, if we just take a pause, it's scary. It is scary.
And it's going to be on the line in the next election.
100%, 100%. And is this the decorum, or lack thereof? Is that now the standard?
What do the young Black women think?
I don't want to speak
For
for
all of
everyone, but I do think our generation, it's hard to focus on what's going to happen 40, 50 years from now. And all our generation sees student loans, issues with getting jobs, things like that, where obviously that ebbs and flows over time, no matter who's in the White House. But it's just hard to, I feel like, get our generation to see the long-term effects of not being or using your political voice through voting or getting out there and just spreading whatever word you feel is best that you believe in.
There's a growing sense of nihilism from our generation that essentially feels frustrated because we see the system as broken. A lot of us are in a moment where, like Alexa said, getting crushed by student loans. Inflation is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. A lot of my classmates, because I said I just got my master's, so a lot of my classmates are looking for jobs. Thank you. Only 4 of us out of 20 got jobs.
Wow. You always hear people feel like the economy is going in a wrong direction and they don't feel great about the economy, and poll after poll. But my follow-up question always, who do you blame? Who do you blame for the current economic, or do you blame anybody? Thoughts.
I think the simplest thing is you blame the current administration. That's just natural. I think what both parties are missing in this discussion is the nuance.
Black women, when they go to the polls, to me, my experience has been the Black women are thinking about a whole lot more than just themselves when they're going to the polls.
All day.
And I don't know if everybody else who's going to the polls has that mentality. What do you think about that?
I think as Black women, and especially in this case, thinking beyond ourselves, it's about winnability because the alternative is so scary.
And I think we get taken for granted that, they're just going to look at the ballot and go all the way down and not even read it.
I feel like a lot of the time, the country will rely on us to correct a wrong that's been made. And to be completely honest with you, it's very frustrating.
So a number of you have mentioned the Supreme Court, and I think one of the things that's been really top of mind in this election cycle is reproductive rights, and specifically access to abortion. Are you thinking about this and the other assaults on reproductive freedom, including in vitro fertilization, which is a way that many people are starting their families now?
I have friends that are still, you know, trying to have children and that are at an age maybe where they do need, say, IVF, or, you know, they could have problemsome pregnancies and their life could be on the line because a judge or, you know, a lawmaker wants to make that decision for them. So it is top of mind for me. It's definitely the, I think, driving force for why I'm gonna go vote.
And I don't have children, but I think about my niece. And if they're talking about their decision with our fallopian tubes, where else does that go?
Yeah.
Where do we go from there? And the people that are making these decisions are not a lot of women.
It's such a slippery slope, the idea that we could legislate every scenario that a woman goes through in her reproductive health. When we start opening up these laws to say this many weeks or this or that or this exception or that exception, it's never ending. We've already opened the door and we've already seen what's happened even in this short time of opening that door.
Still ahead on Black Women in America. We're taking our road trip to Hollywood for a check-in with none other than actor and political activist Kerry Washington. She has a strong message for politicians who are on the ballot this year. Stay tuned, and in the words of Olivia Pope, it's handled.
They have to do what we want them to do because we put them there. We have the power to keep them there or remove them from office.